Today I am going to describe you about the different SDLC models. In previous class, you can see in my previous video what we have discussed. What is the SDLC model and what is the importance of that one, what were the different SDLC models, name of those SDLC models, and mainly we were discussing about the classical waterfall model. Now I have told you what is the advantage of the classical waterfall model as well as the loopholes of the classical waterfall model. Now we all know what is the loophole. Loophole is that in a classical waterfall model you cannot go to the previous phase to correct your errors if any error comes in front of you in your any later phases. Okay, now what happens in a iterative waterfall model, what we are going to discuss today first. Okay, so this is our iterative waterfall model. As you can see the picture, what is going on, you just skip this one first. This is our classical waterfall model first. So this one is our classical waterfall model. As we see, we can see that here requirement specification, design, coding, unit testing, integration testing, system testing and maintenance going on as per a waterfall. Now I have already discussed that we cannot go to the next phase or the previous phase. Okay, so here in iterative waterfall model, what happens here, we have feedback paths. Okay, what are feedback paths? These are here. See, from every particular phase you have a feedback path. Okay, from this you can go to the previous phase, from this you can go to the previous phase. So here, if suppose you are going on from this requirement specification, design, coding and unit testing, suppose in integration testing here you get some error. So in case of classical waterfall model, what was there? We cannot go to the previous phase. So we have to stop there and again restart from this phase. But in iterative waterfall model, we have that advantage. What is that? Here, if you get any error, you can easily, by this path, you can easily go to the previous phase. Okay, so the error, whatever you are getting in any phase, you have that condition or you have that privilege of going to the previous phase so that you can correct your error from that phase. So it is a very efficient one, more than that your classical waterfall model. But you have this feedback, it's okay, feedback paths are there, it's okay, but you have to see that your project should be very big. If your project is very big, then you can easily use this model. But if your project is not so big that you cannot break that project into specific modules, then this model should not be used. This is wastage of time because you can easily use the other models, what we are going to discuss now later. Okay, so mainly what is the advantage here? Advantage is that you are getting feedback paths for every phase so that you can go to the previous phase and you can easily correct the errors of your project or your software. So in this case, for first advantage is that, what are the advantages? Mainly it should be for large projects. Okay, large software mainly. So all these phases are same as per the classical waterfall model. Already I have discussed that one. But here what are the advantages? Mainly feedback path is there from where you can correct your errors. Okay, so here you can correct your errors easily. What if you can correct your errors? Then your time will be saved. You don't have to again restart, and second, your budget will be saved. Your budget will be saved. Okay, so these are the mainly, these three are your advantages of your iterative waterfall model, that is better than your classical waterfall model. But we know that everything had a disadvantage. Mainly the disadvantage is this, that it is only for the large softwares. You cannot use this for the small softwares, because in small softwares so many modules are not, you cannot just break them into so many modules. So you can use this only for your large softwares. Okay, now we will go to the next model. This is our second model. First model was classical waterfall model. Second model is your iterative waterfall model. Now we are going for the third model. what is our third model? Third model is prototyping model. Let's see. As we all know that what is a prototype? Prototype means look-alike. Okay. Now this is your third one, that is prototype model. This is your third model. So first of all, we will see what is a prototyping model. Here, what are the steps? First step is same as per your classical waterfall model, that is requirement gathering. You are gathering the requirement from your customer. Now, from here onwards, these are different phases are there. First of all, you are gathering your information, or you are gathering the data, your requirements from the customer side. Now, what we have to do here, we will be having a quick design phase. Quick design. What is that? You have to do a quick design, a small design, like you have not to design the whole software here. You just have to do a mini design, that is a layout of your software. Okay, from this layout, what you have to do, you will have to design a prototype. Design a prototype. Okay, this is why we call this a prototyping model. So here you will be designing a prototype. Now what we will do, you will design a prototype, or you will build a prototype. Okay, let it be building a prototype. Since you are designing here, so you will be building a prototype here. Prototype means look-alike of your particular software. It will not be your software, whatever you are going to make. You are not going to design the whole software as per the previous models what we have seen. Here you just have to make a layout of your software, a small layout. Okay, then you will be building the prototype from that layout, that design. Afterwards, you will hand over that layout to your customer. Customer will give his evaluation to your software. Now, customer evaluation, after customer had given you the evaluation, you have to see whether feedback that your particular prototype is correct or not. Whatever you have given in your prototype, same thing will be given in your main software. So if the customer is accepting your prototype, that's yes, whatever you have given in your prototype, I am accepting that one, that it's okay. Whatever is there, it is ready, it is good, that you can give that in your main software. Okay, so if he is accepting that one, accepted, or here it will be mainly he is giving some review, not rejected, he will be giving some review that you should incorporate some more changes in your prototype so that the project will be, or the software will be better than whatever you are going to do in this prototype. So he will be giving you some review, some suggestions. What you have to do now, you will analyze that requirements. Okay, and what we have to do, we have to incorporate those customer suggestions in your prototype. Okay, then again you will design a prototype, again you will build your prototype, again you will give that for customer evaluation. Now he is accepting your project. Yes, whatever you have given, I am satisfied with that one. Then what will happen? Obviously we will go for the design phase. Next, implementation phase, that is your coding, whatever, implement. Then next, testing, and then maintenance, maintain. Okay, so what are the main phases? First you have to gather your requirement as per other models also. We have done same thing, but then we have to design a small layout of our software. Then we have to build the prototype. Prototype means a crude version of your software. Mainly, it will not be as same functionable as your software. It will not be same reliable as your software. It will not be as same efficient as your main software, but it will be a prototype. It will be low reliability. It will be having some low reliability, some less functions, or some basic functions, main functions, or its efficiency will be also less since it is not having all the functions. But it will be a layout so that whenever you are going to make the whole project or software, that will be perfect and as per the customer requirement. See what happens in some companies, what they do, first they make a mainly make a first part project, okay, or first part of your software. They make the whole software, they give that software to the customer. If the customer accept or reject whatever their reviews are there, what they do, they throw that project again, they start with a fresh, they do a fresh start, and they make a software. What they think that this software which we are making now, that will be better than our previous software. Many companies do this one. So in prototyping model also, what we do, same thing we are doing. We are making the prototype, we are building here the prototype, we are giving that for customer evaluation. If the customer is saying that yes, it's okay, whatever requirement I have, whatever things that you are making, it's okay, I am satisfied with that one, then you can easily do the designing phase and the other phases, whatever we do in classical waterfall, same phases are there. But and also same phases with that feedback part, okay, these should be there, feedback is there also. So we are doing the same thing. But if he is not accepting, then what? Review. If they are giving some suggestions to you that I need these all things you have given, but these things I need more in my main software. So at that time, what you will do, you will analyze this requirement and you will be incorporating those customer suggestions in your next prototype. Again, you will be designing that one. So these loops continuously goes on until and unless your customer is accepting your prototype. He has accepted your prototype. Now you go on designing. So what we see here, let's see that there are two parts in this particular model. Okay, what are the two parts? Up to this phase, see, this phase is known as your prototype development. Okay, this is your prototype development. Since here you are developing the prototype from here to up to here. After the customer had accepted your project, then what you are going to do, from here to here, this is your iterative development. From here to here, since this is your iterative waterfall model. So after this you are going, there is no other model you are not using. You are using the iterative waterfall model, as I have already discussed that to make any project or to make any software from whatever model you are going to use, the basic thing is your classical waterfall model. You have to use these phases in your every model, whatever model you are going to use. That is the basic ABCD of your SDLC models. So here also we can see this is the main prototype model up to this one. But after that again we are repeating that iterative waterfall model. Then only you can build your software. But this is the thing what changes in every different models. So this is the basic thing what is going to be in your prototyping model. Okay. Now what is the advantage and what are the things? What is a prototype? Mainly we are talking about what can be in a prototype. As I have already told you that we are not giving every data, or we are not making everything, we are not implementing in that prototype. If we are implementing everything in that designing of the prototype, then we can easily give the design to the customer, but we are not giving this whole design. We are just giving him a prototype of that. What will be in the prototype? First thing, it will be having some format, that is whatever format will be in your prototype. The layout, mainly format is the layout of your software. Okay, some dialogues are there, okay, some mainly some interfaces are there. What kind of interfaces you are going to use, that you can show there. Different you can show there what kind of result is going to be there. That is your system result. What result you will be getting there, you have to show that one also. So this kind of thing can be in your prototype. So you are showing some small a portion of your prototype or a small demo of your prototype, so that the customer have the idea whatever thing are going to be in your main software. Then he can easily tell you that what changes are going to be in there, or I am satisfied with them. See, why we are using this prototyping model? We can use the classical waterfall model also, or the iterative waterfall model. This mainly prototyping model is used by the development team in such a case where some technical conditions, they don't have the idea of the technical conditions. Every customer cannot be the same. If they are giving you the requirement, but the development team is seeing in the case of requirement gathering that some technical errors can be there in future, because the idea or the requirement whatever they are given by the customer, that is not perfectly okay for making the software. Some technical errors are there, or some technical maybe some technical ideas are not perfectly matching with the whatever things they are needing, or whatever things they want from you in the software, main software. Some technical errors can be there in the future. So in that case, what they do, they use this prototyping model. When they are making the prototype, they are giving that prototype to the customer. They are easily interacting with them. They are telling that no, this thing I need in your main software. So obviously this technical gap, whatever is going to be there, that is fulfilled. They can easily make this one. If you are making the prototype, you are giving this, it is a time consuming process also. Again, your budget will be very much affected by this, but still you will be having a perfect whatever software you are going to make, it will be a perfect software. Okay, now next one is our evolutionary model. So this was our third model, that was our prototyping model. Now we are going for our fourth model, that is evolutionary model. Evolutionary model. Okay, so in evolutionary model, what happens, we have seen in prototyping model what we are doing, we are making a basic prototype and giving that to the customer, and this basic prototype will be having the mainly some layout of your or demo of your main software. But then after you have the customer have accepted that one, that yes, this prototype is okay, you can build your software now, then you cannot interact with the customer. Afterwards, the designing phase, the coding phase, this goes on. But in evolutionary model, what happens, customer is continuously interacting with you when you are making the whole software. Okay, this will also be followed when your software is a huge software. Why we use this one? When we use evolutionary model, when the customer is mainly interested in the core specifications or core features of your software more than the whole software. The whole software, they are interested. You are given some requirement, you have been given some order, you will be giving some software, that is okay. But they are interested in your core features also. What features they are giving in your software. So in that kind of case where the customer needs to see the core features they are interested in that kind of case, the development team uses this evolutionary model. Why? So that constantly the customer is in interaction with the development team, so that the software will be perfect one. So in this case, what mainly happens, we have the project had to be large, because here also we are going to break the project into, break your software into different modules. What happens here? Let's see what is the evolutionary model now. So in first phase, what we do, again same thing. Here, rough requirement gathering. Okay, you are just getting some rough requirement from your customer. Here 6 phases will be, mainly 6 phases are there. Now what we do, here is a phase where you will be identify the core parts and the other parts that will be developed by incremental model. Okay, here you will be identifying those parts from the whole software, whatever you have got. Here you will be seeing the core features, what are our core features, and the other features will be developed by incremental module. Okay, Now incremental model means one by one they are going on incrementing. Now after this what we do, now when you have identified your core portion, this is your core portion and this is the other portion, you have to develop the core portion now. By what? You will be develop the core portion by incremental waterfall model. Iterative waterfall model. Iterative waterfall model. Here you will be now using iterative, again that iterative waterfall model came, I have already told you. So by iterative waterfall model, what you will be doing now, you will be developing the core portion, mainly the what you have just now you have differentiated that this is my core portion, you had identified, and this is my other portion. Other portion you are developing with your incremental model. Here you will be developing the core portion mainly. You have developed the core portion with your iterative that is the iterative waterfall model. Now what you will do, you will just collect the customer review, collect customer feedback. Okay, you will be collecting the customer feedback, and then whatever they have given you will be attaching that one again in your requirement. That is, you are analyzing the analysis of the requirement phase is done here. Now when you have got the feedback from your customer, then what we have to do next, we will be developing the other features. Your customer have given you some feedback, whatever feedback they have given you, now you develop. Okay, now you will be developing the other features or next level features of your software, again by that iterative waterfall model. Okay, so these are the 5 phases mainly. Here up to here customer have given you the feedback, then you are again developing whatever feedback they have given, you are developing those features in your model by the help of iterative waterfall model. Then now what happens, these features from this phase, what we do when we have developed everything in our software, now what we will do, we will give that to that version, whatever things we have given here, we will deliver that version to the customer. Here also loop is there. Okay, up to this rough requirement is there, you have gathered that one, identifying the core as well as the other features. Core features are mainly those features, as I have already told, those features which they want in your project mainly. Other things you are going on developing, but the main core features which they really want in your project. So this is identified here. Afterwards you are developing that core features with the help of iterative waterfall model. Now what, you are getting the customer feedback that it's okay or not. After the customer had given you the feedback, now you are developing those features in your, again with the help of iterative waterfall model to your software. Now what, you will be delivering this version after the feedback, this version to your customer. Okay, then if again customers gives you any particular requirement or any particular suggestion, again you have to develop that one in your project. Again you will be giving the version like this. At a certain time, your all the features, okay, all the features are complete. Here all the features are complete. Now what? Maintain. You have to maintain that one, maintenance phase. So in this phase only you have the requirement, you have the testing, you have all the phases included within this. Afterwards, if all the features are complete, that means your final product had been delivered to the customer, and then your maintenance phase comes. Okay, so this is a very typical model mainly in comparison to other models, but things are same, the phases are same here also. Here what happens, every time, as you can see here with this feedback loop, you can see that every time the customer is going on interacting with the development team so that they can easily get a perfect product. Obviously you will be also having some help from this. This is mainly done in object oriented software, whatever we are getting. There this kind of evolutionary model is used in large project, very large projects. They are being broken into different features. They have different features as well as many features, as well as they are broken in different modules, so that they can be easily handled with this evolutionary model. Okay, so here one more thing is that your core features are main. The customer needs the core features more than your software. Whatever your software is there, it's okay, but they are more interested in your core features than the main software interface. In that case, we use this one. Now, what are the advantages and disadvantages of this particular model? As we have seen, every model has some advantages as well as some disadvantages. So this is our evolutionary model, is a mainly is complicated than other models. Okay, now what are the advantages? These are the advantages, and mainly these are disadvantages. Okay, one first advantage is that in this case, when the customer is continuously interacting with the development team, so the risk of error becomes very less in this model. Risk of error is very less or maybe negligible in this kind of particular evolutionary model. Since here you are continuously interacting with the person, obviously your errors will be less. When your errors are less, then also one thing is there, if suppose during the evolution of your particular software, maybe the customer needs some other features also in your software, so here you have the scope of experimenting with your software. That is scope of experimentation. Okay, so you can experiment with your product. That is, you are having different phases of your product, you are going on interacting with the customer. So in this case, you can easily experiment with your software, with the different modules. When you are giving that to a customer, they are giving you a feedback, you are getting that feedback, you can experiment with those modules easily, because you have your idea, you have the feedback of your customer, continuous interaction is going on. So it is very easy to experiment with your project here. So again, of course, if your errors are less, you can do different experimentation. So obviously your product will be, in this case, your product will be a very reliable one, or reliable as well as efficient one. Here, efficient one, as well as it will be a correct product. Whatever requirements are there, fully satisfied. Maybe it will be fully satisfied as your customers constantly they are just in interaction with you. So obviously whatever they need afterwards, when you are delivering the product, all the things are fulfilled in that project, okay, or your software. So these are mainly the advantages of here. But the main disadvantage, what is the disadvantage? First one is budget is the problem. Since every time whenever you are going on making the evolution, you are doing the evolution of your software, you are going on interacting with, as you have seen, a loop is there. So whenever you are giving that particular whatever thing you have made, the version, to the customer, it is not, you cannot say that every time the customer will give you a positive feedback. Maybe they are giving you a negative feedback. If they are giving you a negative feedback, then again that loop goes on going and going and going like that, up to when all the features whatever the customer needs, they are fulfilled. So in that case, maybe your customer needs more and more features. So in that case, the budget is very much affected. Time limit, it's also very much affected, since time limit is very important in making any software. That is also affected, since they can be a huge project, so features coming and coming, so many features can be there, na? So their time is also a huge matter there, na? So these are the main things. And third thing, again, to develop a particular product, okay, again and again, repeating. So repeating, going on repeating these all things again you are making those same things again, they are giving some features. So going on repeating and repeating the same things is a very haphazard thing. So this is the mainly that disadvantage, that is, it is not possible that every time your customer is going to give you a positive feedback. So these are mainly the disadvantages of this evolutionary model. Then after this all model, what comes is our spiral model. Okay, spiral model is the meta model. Why it's meta model? We will discuss that in our next class. In next class, we will discuss about spiral model, as well as what are the main things, what are the advantages, disadvantages of all this model, and we are going to compare these models from our classical waterfall model to this spiral model. We will be comparing every model, that which is the better one. We have seen many models now. We have the idea of all the models, that is our classical waterfall model, iterative waterfall model, prototyping model, evolutionary model, as well as now we are going to see the spiral model in next class. So if you have any doubts, anything, write to your comment section. I will naturally I will give you the response. But if you have any suggestions that for anything which you want to know from me, also you can write that one. Okay, if you like my videos, then like and subscribe my videos. Thank you.